Hey guys, welcome back to the News Coup Crew Review. Today we're going to be bringing you something brand new. I'm your host, Christian, with my consistent co-host,
Jesse,
our newest cast member,
Tim,
and our good friend,
Jeremy of King's Entertainment Reviews.
And today we're bringing you Chainsaw Man. That's right, you've heard us talking about it for, if you listen to our podcast, every chapter at this point, I feel like we bring up Chainsaw Man at some point.
Probably.
Is that a fair thing to say?
Yeah.
And then we also talk about it all the time in our other recordings because we're very excited, and also in most things that we do. But yeah, today we're bringing you guys the first episode of Chainsaw Man. And I, for one, if you couldn't tell, am very excited. Guys, how you feeling?
I'm very excited.
yeah, I'm pretty excited too.
I've been hearing good things about this manga for a long time, and everybody anticipating it becoming an anime.
right.
So
Yeah, so I don't know about how many times Christian has read it, but I've personally read it 3 times. Each time was in a single night.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't sleep. But the good news is I don't remember a single character's name. So very excited for this watch through, and hopefully it'll stick this time.
That is like the biggest thing with like doing binge reads of manga.
You
don't remember a soul.
No,
not a
absolutely
single
not.
person gets on your register unless
Nah,
you love them.
that's okay.
You gotta love them or hate them to really get them on your soul register. Tim, what about you? How's your experience with Chainsaw Man?
I have no experience with it. I've heard about it, but I haven't watched any trailers and I haven't seen any of the mangas. So
Good, yes.
Good, very good.
yeah,
Okay,
no experience.
All right, so as we said, we're very excited. It's brought to you. I believe this is Mappa who put it together, who's also done
Yes, Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan, as
Yeah.
well as your favorite Doro.
Oh, Dorohedoro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very excited to see the animation for this. I have seen the couple of the trailers, and I'm pretty excited for it. So let's get right into it. Starting from the very moments we see an alleyway. Oh, it's a POV.
Mm-hmm.
tracking CGI right from the beginning.
Yep,
Yeah. Oh, the infamous door.
the door. Slumming it. That dust particle really got me there. This lighting is so good.
It is.
We're not allowed to see his face yet because it doesn't have a chainsaw in it yet.
Hey, spoiler.
Cool, he's doing well.
Jesus.
ポチタ分かってるってさっさと殺しちまうか悪魔を1体殺せばだいたい30万
Ugh. It's my halal guy's nightmare. Oh, okay. Funky.
Yeah, it's real funky.
The one with the horns gave me like 02 vibes.
Oh. Oh, wow, like the entire cast of characters.
Yeah.
My
She's almost
favorite
giving me-
part is whenever they start an intro and it's like, look how much fun we're having. Because, like,
There will be no fun.
oh,
in
no
this.
fun will be had. Yeah, but I love it.
Yes, I think it's giving me Tokyo Ghoul vibes too.
Mm.
Like the weird situation that they're all in, like a normal
Yeah.
everyday situation, but we know it's going to be very painful and gory.
Is that a slug?
Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Oh, the blood. Many much blood.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
I just saw my favorite character.
Ah.
I like the disco dancing tree guy.
Yep. Yes.
Oh man.
That's him.
That was
tells
very
you
confusing.
nothing. Oh, I'm so
No.
happy it was that confusing.
Yep.
Oh. Speaking of ugh.
こいつはトマトの悪魔ですね。種から復活するんで焼いといてください。
よくやったって闇市でこいつの死体を売りゃ相当いいねんだ。報酬は40万だ。
おざっす。
そこから借金と利子引いて17万。さらに仲介手数料と事務手数料、管理調整費、その他もろもろを。
Can't catch a break.
残りが7万。
All that work for nothing.
から水道代を払って他のとこにしてる借金を払うと不思議だな。もう残り1800
I love Pochita.
So he uses his dog as a chainsaw.
Yes.
今月はこの金で
Can other people see it?
Yes.
落ちた。今日の飯食パン1枚だぜ。なんで長木をデビルハンターに雇ってるんです？
俺たちにしている借金を返させてんだよ。正確にはあいつの死
Whack.
It's like student loans. Even if you die, they continue.
ちゃんとしたデビルハンターはな、俺たちヤクザに悪魔の死体流しちゃくれねえぞ。それにレンジのいいとこが逆らわねえ。
So like hunting devils is just normal in this world.
It's like it's like a societal profession.
おい、犬！このタバコ食ったら100
Give you a dollar to eat this cigarette.
Wow.
マジっすか？いただきます。
また悪魔が出たらよ。逃げたら豚の餌だからな。
What is 100 yen, like $1?
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Oh, you got it over on him.
これで3日は食えるね。
3 days on $1?
Yeah. Struggling out here.
聞いたんだけどさ、普通食パンにはジャム塗って食うらしい。
Oh, look at him munch.
俺たちは普通なんて夢の話だけどな。死ぬま
This poor kid.
俺は死ぬまで女と付き合えねえんだろうな。こんなブログ屋には女呼べねえし、デートする金もねえ。夢叶うなら女抱いてから死にてえな。
He's just your average teenage boy.
Yeah, exactly. Someone was explaining that they don't understand his agency. I'm like, he's a teenage boy. I'm like, what other agency do you need? Horny.
今月の分も払わねえうちに首つり上がって。ガキ、物乞いするなり体売るなりして明日まで70万用意しろ。じゃなきゃお前の死体をばらしてやる。
Just to feel the grass with a tree.
This is mine.
'Cause
Yeah, that's a lot more visceral when you can see it. You know?
You said visceral, and then a single frame with a man hanging himself just showed up. Oh God.
死にたくないなら亀
Off already.
Well, that's never good.
Yeah. He sells his organs.
Who's ready for it to get much worse?
This looks like a setup.
Very intuitive.
Yeah.
俺たちはてめえに感謝してんだぜ。犬みてえに従順だし、犬みてえに安い報酬で働いてくれる。でも俺は犬は臭くて綺麗だ。俺たちヤクザもよ、もっと強くなって稼ぎてえからよ、てめえみてえに悪魔と契約することにしたんだ。俺たちが望むのは悪魔の力。僕が望むのはデビルハンター。デビルハンター君、マジこいつらバカだよ。めっちゃバカ。悪魔の力あげるっつったらさ、自分たちから僕の奴隷になってやがんだな。その力でゾンビになっちゃうんだけどね。僕、ゾンビの悪魔だから。デビルハンターは僕ら悪魔殺すから嫌い。だから
Your motive, able to talk it out like that. Very reasonable stance to have if you're the zombie devil.
Yes, it's very true.
They're the shamble type of zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Is that main character getting killed in the first episode?
何も金持ちになりたいわけじゃねえ。ただせめて普通の生活がしたいだけなのに。んなことも叶えられねえのかよ。
So that was fun.
Yeah. It's about as fun
It's
as
the
this show's
end.
gonna get. All right, good episode, guys. Okay, so that was episode 1. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. How'd you guys feel about episode 1 of Chainsaw? Headless.
Mhm.
Not the dog.
All he needs is some blue.
Pochita. どういうこと？バラバラにしても生きてんの？なんで？キモ？やっぱ僕デビルハンター嫌い。みんなそいつ食べちゃって。なんでこいつらは十分恵まれてんのにもっといい生活を望んだ。俺も同じか。ポチタがいる幸せだけじゃ満足できなくてもっといい生活を夢に見たんだ。そうか、みんな夢見ちまうんだな。じゃあ悪いことじゃねえ。悪いことじゃねえけど邪魔すんなら死ねえ。さすがに食い殺しは死ぬだろう。
Oh.
Wow.
These are some sick cleaves.
Yeah. That's one way to get out of debt.
Yeah, exactly. Look how excited he was.
It's so hard finding time to talk. Like it's it's just so it's very enthralling.
It's also beautiful.
Oh yeah.
That was a great shot right there.
Even the texture on that ground looks great.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely see the Attack on Titan kind of influence when he was like getting thrown around.
Yeah.
Some suits.
先を越されたね。
生きてるのがいますね。
君、変わった匂いがするね。人でも悪魔でもない匂い。これ、君がやったの？
He got his eye back.
Probably got his nut back too then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she'll find out.
ないね。乗っ取りは顔見ればわかるもん。私はゾンビの悪魔を殺しに来た。公安のデビルハンターなんだ。
Let's take away from the scene. This music feels very Minecrafty.
君の選択肢は2つ。悪魔として私に殺されるか、人として私に飼われるか。飼うならちゃんと餌はあげるよ。
Well, he does have job experience as a dog.
飯はどんなの？
食パンにバターとジャム塗ってサラダ、コーヒー、あとデザートかな。
最高じゃないっすか。
Get that jam.
Mm-hmm.
Cleared his debt and got a girlfriend.
And getting bread with something on it, such as jam and
Right.
butter. That's also part of his dream.
Right. That was a good episode.
That was a very good episode. Wonder if there's anything. I like their music choices.
Yeah, so do I.
Got any post-credit scenes? I don't think so. All right. Well, then that was the first episode of Chainsaw Man, Dog and Chainsaw. Guys, I have a lot to say about many scenes because I was trying to formulate what I wanted to talk about with them without actually interrupting what was going on in the scene. But how did you guys feel about it?
I thought it was great. I love the gore. It was that was probably my favorite part. Glad I'm excited to see where it goes. I have no idea where it's about to go.
Good call on that setup.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I like that we have a protagonist that has kind of sympathetic and relatable goals and dreams. And that's kind of the foundation for the whole series, I think. Going forward, it's going to be that foundation,
Yeah.
even though there's going to be gore and violence and cool action and stuff. But at the core, there's that human element. In a world of devils, it's the human element that's really the thing that's going to drive it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to fight looking at you for so many scenes, Jesse, because there's so much that when you know what goes on, like seeing things,
I know.
the way that people act, the way that people talk, and it's
I had to hold my tongue for seeing a lot of people on screen and my opinions of them.
oh man,
But
like that opening, seeing all the cast, I'm just like,
the
wow.
full cast, that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
And especially when Jeremy had mentioned the cool dancing tree guy. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that's my favorite character. Yeah.
Oh man,
They're
oh,
the best.
man. So let's unpack this in the order of events in the episode.
Yes.
So we had introduction to Denji and his massive debt. We have Pochita, and the first scene that really hit me, and they did a really, really good job translating it from the manga to this anime, and that is the scene of Denji and Pochita's first meeting,
Yeah.
where Denji has that brief flash of his hanged father,
Yes.
and realizing that he was okay with dying until he had that image flash in his head
Yeah.
for the millisecond that it was there, and it made him realize that he wants to live, and
Yep.
I love that. I almost teared up on that. I was just like, oh,
yeah.
that's so
that was really
good.
intense.
And, the two of them making that bond. Oh man, it's so good.
I was very happy with the sound choices in the background.
Yes.
One thing, without spoiling anything, that's really important is the use of the sound of the chainsaw throughout the entire series. And they used it really, really well because it wasn't overt. And I'm sure it's going to fall to the background a lot more in the scenes as we get more acclimated to Chainsaw Man. But so far it was just the dissonance that soft in out of frame, I guess you can't even hear, and then it starts slowly under the pile of corpses, and then all of a sudden it's just chainsaw. And then I really liked that jump and spin away from all of the zombies, the corpse pile, where it's just a flourish of blood, where it was so beautifully rendered. It was basically like water, splashing across the scene, but very crimson. They're doing a really good job of it. If this is what is to come for the rest of the series, I'm so excited. There's so many scenes that I'm very excited for. And if they're all this beautiful, I don't think that Mappa would, start this strong out of the gate, just hook people and not continue it, because if Attack on Titan, the other, series has taught me anything, is that their fluidity and motion and things like that only gets better over time. I don't remember, but yeah, is it Dorohedoro they did as well?
Because I do believe Mappa did Dorohedoro.
Because then that means on the gore aspect of it, because that was my favorite part of Dorohedoro, because it's a crucial element, but it's still beautiful. You know, that's like it's unavoidable in both of these, the gore aspect, but it is beautiful in both of them. Then, yeah.
You talked about the fluidity of motion that comes from Studio Mappa and the way
Yeah.
they do stuff. And you mentioned earlier that the one scene of him getting flung across the wall reminded you of stuff from Attack on Titan. Now, I'm not too personally versed in Attack on Titan, but I know both Jeremy and Tim are. So do you guys want to talk a little bit about those fluidity and such? Because I'm not familiar with it
like
either.
the three, like him fighting with the chainsaws was very reminiscent of like the 3D maneuvering gear.
Yeah. I
And
can see that.
all of those kind of scenes are like the best rendered scenes in Attack on Titan. Like they can the Titan on Titan fighting is whatever, but the 3D maneuvering when they're like flying around through the buildings and you're seeing like there's that that like seamless integration of CGI and animation.
Yeah,
that's
you
kinda
don't
going
know
on
where
at
it
the same
starts and
time.
ends.
That's
And
beautiful.
if I can expect more of that from this series, then I'm really excited for it because that's really my favorite type of fighting animation.
Yeah. Yeah.
It also reminded me of a Jujutsu Kaisen, which is also made by Mappa.
yes.
The way-
That's the one I was forgetting.
He was jumping
That's
around and
right.
swinging his arms and legs. That reminded me of the way the
Yeah.
main character jumps and fights in
Yeah,
that. In that one.
that's actually a really good point because Jujutsu Kaisen, what sets it apart from others is its fantastic like body motion.
Yeah,
because
for
not
sure.
that Attack on Titan isn't, but I could see when he's flying through the air and attacking the zombie devil. That felt very much like the extraneous, like I guess, intestines of the zombie devil when he's going through them. That's like 3D gear, but him just moving.
Just jumping
Is
and flying.
Jujutsu
Yeah,
Kaisen?
for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the way that Itadori like flails his
Yep.
arms as
Yeah,
he's moving
yeah.
through the air.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I didn't even think
Where he
of that.
kind of doesn't really know what he's doing,
Yeah.
but he's still going
Yeah.
for it.
That did come across, by the way. I thought that came across really, really well. The way he like flailed a little too much, and like
Yeah.
the way he approached certain like attacking enemies
Yeah.
and moving through it, it really felt like. I mean, obviously he hasn't had these powers before this very moment.
Yeah.
So he is like almost exactly like what you said with Itadori Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen. He's flailing. That's his
Yeah.
combat style at this time is
Yeah, he's
flail
like-
his way through a crowd of zombies.
He's like figuring it out as he
Yep.
goes along.
Yeah.
And I like that translated really well because, in manga, it's the panels are fairly, stagnated where it's like the end of the motion. And it's showing you he's really heavy up, really heavy down, and it takes a minute for him to recover. And if something comes at him, it's slow reaction time because he doesn't really know what's going on, And then I like that because speaking of, the humanity and everything like that, it's like I like he's finding himself after he's become like this is how he achieves his dream of being a normal I guess kid but early adult because of this fusion with the devil and that's how he's going to find himself. I know the story obviously of course but towards the end just him asking for a hug just for like a momentary like brief human contact that made me tear up.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be honest, that made me tear up.
I didn't tear up at that scene because I had already teared up over the idea of that. When
Yeah.
I had it like went through the motions in my head. I was just like, oh, he combined with Pochita now, and that was something I've read it already. But it really came across there just how like lonely that's gonna be for him.
Yeah.
Like that was his only companion and
Yeah.
friend in life, and
Right.
they would hug and they would
Yes.
exist together, and like. He woke up that day, went to work, and then didn't know that he wouldn't get a chance to ever hug Pochita again for the rest of his life.
I think that they did translate that a little bit better in the manga. It felt like a slow burn up until that moment because I don't remember maybe if it was just like where I was reading it from, but I very vividly remember Pochita being like live your best life. Like this is the last time we'll ever see each other.
Yeah.
And like very explicitly, like, and then like that's when Denji like wakes up, and then doesn't understand. Like this one, it seemed almost like I will live for Pochita. It was like, no, it was like in the manga, it's like, what will I do without him? Like I'm alone now, where I think it was just a little different, I guess the tone,
More of an optimistic spin.
more of an optimistic spin. Because they do briefly flash, of course, and this is direct parallel. It's like take my body, after I die. But this felt more of an optimistic tone than what I remember. Even though it was still the same, like live your life, in the manga, it was very somber. You know, maybe I'm far off base, but do you remember that? I felt a lot
I'm
sadder
with, you
with
there.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's more why I felt it in that moment because I remember reading that scene and how I
Yeah,
felt during
yeah.
it. But I also think that they made the right choice in,
Yes.
going this direction, strictly because they're translating it to a moving piece of art.
Absolutely.
And they wanted to get to
Yes.
the actively moving piece
Yep.
of art faster, and that
Yes.
would be that drum.
Yeah. This was a few chapters.
Oh, yeah.
In I didn't think that we were going to get to Zombie Devil episode 1, much less defeating him and you know becoming Chainsaw Man in episode 1. You know,
I gotta hook him. Episode 1.
yeah, absolutely though. So I mean, you know, they made really good choices here. Again, if you have 1,000 different pieces of media, you're gonna have 1,000 different stories. You know, so but
I think they had to turn him into Chainsaw Man in the first
Yeah,
episode to set the tone for sure.
yeah.
People are like, I tuned in to see somebody with a chainsaw on their face. If they don't see somebody with a chainsaw on their
Yep.
face, they're done.
Did I tell you my first exposure of this? This is a real quick aside. Many years ago, my very good friend, we watch anime and we read manga and we give each other, recommendations and everything like this. And he was like, yeah, there's this manga called Chainsaw Man. And we're actually, I think, playing like Dark Souls or something on the PS4. And I was like, oh, let me look it up really quickly. And he just remembers a brief silence and me going, what the fuck is this? And then years later, I would read it and I'd be like, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Have you read it?
jam on
And
it.
he was like, I told you about this. And I was like, I don't think so. I would have remembered that. Yeah.
I saw the manga for the first time
Yeah.
on like a rotating popular tab that just
yeah,
rotates
yep,
through different popular mangas, and it was just up there, and I kept seeing it up there, and eventually I was just like bled
Curious
dry
enough.
on my other manga, and I was just
Yeah.
like, I got some free time, I might as well check this out.
There was one scene that's what drew me in. And I was like, what is that one scene? That I'm like, that's crazy. It was very towards the end.
Is it astronauts?
It was astronauts. And
Astronauts. What the hell?
Oh, you're not getting that for a while.
And
but
it was-
oh my
and it
god,
was-
that's
it was
a
so
masterpiece of a scene.
good that I was like, all right, now I need to find out. So through a little digging, I found it out. And then I was like, oh, I got to read the whole thing.
It's like
Yeah.
it's the number one scene for the entire
Yeah.
of what this is.
Yep.
It's the calling it astronauts is like calling any
The Mona Lisa
or like any
drawing.
of the Disney movies by their like working title, like when they were in production, so that no one would know what the name of it was.
Oh, okay.
Astronauts
okay,
is not an
okay.
accurate description.
No,
of
no,
what
no,
that
no,
scene
no,
is.
no, no, no.
Blue
But-
Harvest treatment.
Yeah.
Yes, but it is the only way that I could communicate to him
Without spoiling.
without you
I appreciate
guys.
that.
now,
I appreciate it.
now you guys, if I said anything else about the scene, you'd be like,
Can't.
"Is this the time? Is this the time?"
Yeah,
Every time
nope,
something
you
similar
can't.
would happen.
Okay,
but
yeah, all right.
astronauts is a very unique part of.
Those at home that have read this, you probably know
definitely
exactly what we're talking about. But can't say anything else. We need to leave these two in the dark.
So I have a question about the devil hunting. Is that like an underground thing, or is it a government regulated thing?
Oh,
or-
everyone knows about devils. Devils are a very prominent theme in this, and it affects people's daily lives. So it's a government agency, and it'd be the same thing as like a police force.
Oh, okay,
You know,
okay.
it is government sanctioned, and there's like factions where it's like he was doing devil hunting, but he was with the Yakuza.
Yeah,
he
that's-
was just doing it for like money. It is a legal thing, and to Jeremy's point, because I didn't want to interrupt the scene, it is like other people can see it. These are real things. Like people interact with them daily. And
Part of the world.
It's
It was
part
giving
of
me
it's part of their
vibes
world.
of like all those ones where it's like, oh well,
Not
we
like
can
yokai,
see, like we can see
yeah.
them, but nobody else can see
Right,
them.
right.
No, this isn't special. This is it is really you really hit it out of the park. It's the human experience, is because it's how they have to interact with these devils.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
they give some kind of backstory eventually on where they came from and all that stuff.
Would that be spoiling something?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I-
Yeah, no,
okay.
yeah.
Maybe.
I
Well,
was-
I mean,
I
I
was
wasn't
gonna
going to
jump-
ask for it. I just
Yes.
wanted to get
Yeah,
confirmation that
no,
eventually
I
we
wanted
find it
to. I
out.
wanted
Okay,
to.
okay.
I was thinking of like if there was any way to no.
Another question without spoilers. His father, will that be further detailed, or is he just? Is
Oh,
that,
we moved on.
Oh, he's just
We're,
dead.
we're moving.
Yeah.
We got places to go and people to see.
That's
and he, and he ain't one of them.
That's called a plot device. We
Okay.
move forward. We
All right,
move
so he
the
has
story
not.
forward.
He's just a. He's
yeah.
He was just
Yeah.
there to
That's a
die
very
and give
fair-
him
that's a
death.
Because I
very
was
fair
wondering, like,
question.
why does he have like
Yeah.
sharp teeth, or is that maybe that's just an anime style choice?
Yep,
or?
it's an anime choice.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That is a
Same
stylistic.
because with Jujutsu Kaisen, the guy's like
Yep.
ridiculously strong, and you're
Yep.
kind of wondering why.
Yeah.
He's from,
Oh, actually,
he's from
Itadori also
Kisami's bloodline. Naruto, they all have
Yeah,
freaking
yeah,
shark
yeah,
teeth.
yeah.
Yep.
That's really funny.
Yeah, I've been programmed to think that he's something
Yeah.
special, right?
Yeah,
Sharp teeth must be a reason.
must be
Yeah.
main protagonist syndrome.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh man. So I am very, very excited to see how much ground we cover in the first season. Do we know how many episodes the first season is going to have?
no, I have not looked up anything about this.
I'd venture to guess probably 12.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's 12, sometimes it's 13.
Yeah, somewhere thereof. I mean, they're moving at a clip.
But
I'm
knowing
wondering-
Matt, but they're gonna split it into,
Stop. I know.
you know, split it into half year.
I know. But
Sounds like shade, but it's definitely to put more time and effort
Oh,
into
absolutely.
all the
Yeah,
No, no,
animation.
yeah,
yeah.
no.
Definitely
Yeah.
appreciated. Thank you so much for doing that.
Yes.
It's very, very good.
I'm surprised if this is just to get the audience going for it. But I feel like if they move at this clip, it was a very comfortable clip. You get enough of it without dragging. Because I mean, again, read it 3 times. Each time was in a night. It doesn't drag to begin with. But if they move at this clip, it'll actually go fairly quickly. You know?
I
I mean-
feel like, go ahead.
Good.
I feel like we'll see some intro video characters showing
Yeah.
up in the
Sooner
first
rather
season
than
that I
later. Yeah.
wasn't sure we were going to meet right away.
Yep.
I know with just the pacing of Attack on Titan will have like 3 or 4 episodes where everything's happening, and then 6 episodes where nothing happens.
Right.
Yep.
We
Set
can go
up.
attack on conversation for
Attack
6
on. Yeah.
episodes.
Attack on plot. Yeah. Yeah.
But then again, Jujutsu Kaisen is pretty forward. You know, it's a,
Yep.
it's a fight every episode. You know,
I really want to
an
watch
event every episode.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
You haven't
I've
watched
never
Jujutsu
watched it.
Kaisen?
No.
That's-
I watched the
that's
first
a separate
episode.
video.
pretty.
It's a separate video. I guess we gotta do that too.
We'll rag on you then.
I mean, because did the movie for Jujutsu Kaisen come here yet?
Yeah,
Jujutsu
yeah.
Kaisen Zero. Yeah.
I haven't watched it either.
Really good. I watched it in
Maybe that's what
theaters.
we'll do. Did you really?
Cried
Oh,
multiple
wow.
times.
Wow.
Yeah, very personal for me though. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for checking out our reaction to the first episode of Chainsaw Man, Dog and Chainsaw. You can check us out here for more things like our One Piece review and reaction, which is just the beginning of One Piece. So if you've never actually watched any One Piece and you're interested in getting involved, here's a great avenue. You can join us as Jesse and I relive it, and we bring it to Jeremy and our other good friend, Phil. Yep. Otherwise, check out our podcast. If you're up to date on One Piece and you already know what's going on and you don't have to watch those first few episodes, you can check out our podcast where we are talking about the most recent chapters of One Piece. And if this video does well enough and you guys seem interested enough, maybe we'll also extend that podcast reach to the most recent chapters of Chainsaw Man as well. I was your host, Christian, with my consistent co-host,
Jesse.
our newest cast member,
Tim.
and our good friend.
Jeremy of King's Entertainment Reviews.
And thank you guys so much for watching.